Before we get to that interview, though, folks, I do need to tell you about today's sponsor, which is BetOnline. We're back and better than ever. All eyes are on the gridiron as teams are back on for another football season. As always, BetOnline is your number one spot for all of your pro and college football action this year. With a new and updated site and interface, even more odds, props, and contests, BetOnline continues to be the number one source for everything football. Head to their website or use your mobile device to sign up today to receive your 50% welcome bonus on your first deposit. Don't forget to use promo code BELIEVE to receive your bonus. From football, basketball, boxing, right to your favorite Vegas casino games, don't wait to take advantage of all of the amazing offers available for the 2021 season. BetOnline is the fastest and easiest way to bet on all of your favorite sports. BetOnline, where the game starts.
Welcome to the Believe in NFL Draft Prospect podcast. It is an interview edition, bringing you some insight into some of the best football players across the nation, regardless of level, regardless of competition. We are finding some of the best prospects and the future NFL players that you're rooting for on Sundays, especially specifically here for the 2022 NFL Draft. And I have here Jaylan Alexander, linebacker out of Purdue. I was just telling Jaylan before we started, I was watching and I was doing an article on Purdue, some of their top prospects going into the year. And, everybody knows about George Karlaftis, which I'm going to talk to him about George a little bit because he's a special football player, obviously. But I just kept watching, and I have my little notes off to the side, and I just kept writing down 36, man. And why I really wanted to reach out to him was write 36. I keep putting check marks next to him. Another play, pass breakup. Here's a tackle for loss. He's a dynamic second level defender, listed at about 6'1", 235, 240. I think he's got fantastic speed. Really, in my opinion, fits. I think he can play Mike, but traditional run and chase will linebacker. He's got a lot of juice to his game. Welcoming Jaylan Alexander to the show. Jaylan, appreciate you popping in, man. How's it going?
It's good, man. Appreciate you for having me.
Yeah, absolutely, man. So, Jaylan, I kind of run this usually as a little bit of a journey. So I'm a little bit of a nerd. So I go back to high school. I kind of went into a rabbit hole for a second, started looking at your highlights, was watching a dynamic linebacker, but then also a wide receiver on the other side of the ball. I think he had over 1,000 yards the 1 year playing wide receiver. So I wanted to take you back to Hoffman Estates, Illinois kid, obviously. And I just want a little bit of the career. Give me a little insight into you. And then why ultimately, from the recruiting side, the Purdue Boilermakers were the best spot for you.
I got you. Man, high school was fun. Like you say, play receiver. What's crazy is I really didn't want to play receiver, man. And my high school coach, we was just talking about it during the summer. He was like, I'm going to move you to receiver. And I'm like, I'm not a receiver. I play running back. I want the ball. I want a lot of carries. But, everything worked out, though. I went to receiver, and my friend was a receiver. So, I was kind of looking up to him to try to, turn myself into a receiver because I never really played that position. So, doing that for 2 years was really fun. My senior year, I felt like I was really getting in the groove of it. Even though I was a bigger kid, I was still out there making plays. I feel like because I do study the game a lot, I was able to be a decent receiver. I had to have 1,000 yards. So, I feel like I worked hard at the position I did. But, I like defense. I'm a linebacker. I like hitting people. So it was, it's good to play linebacker in college. Purdue was like throughout my recruiting process, I was getting a lot of, MAC offers, and MAC is a great conference, but, I felt like I could play at a higher level. So, I was like, I'm going to keep pushing until I get that offer. And Purdue just happened to, call me back in it was like April of 2018 or something like that. So 2017. So then I was just talking to them, came to a camp, ended up getting an offer. And I'm like, it's 2 hours away from home. It's not too far. I just, my baby sister, she was just born. I didn't want her to, forget about me. I just wanted to be close. And it's Big Ten, best competition you're going to get. It's prestigious school, the best learning, the best education you're going to get. So, that's why I really felt like it was good for me to come here.
Yeah, man. And I have to say, I'm really excited about the defense this year specifically. I know you guys got it working on both sides of the ball. Obviously, Coach Brom is one of the best offensive minds in all of college football, and there is plenty of talent on offense, to say the least, with David Bell and those boys. But I want to start with just about the defense for a second. We can talk about the offense in a minute. But everybody again is going to talk about George Karlaftis. I know that Mitchell at defensive end is a heck of a football player. I liked Corey Trice a bunch in the summer as well. So this has to be, and I mean, you guys gave Notre Dame a lot of fits. You had 2 fantastic games to start the season before Notre Dame. How special is this defense, man? Because I know that it's been like a little up and down during your career at times, a little bit. I know last year was a big improvement. I think under Coach Diaco at the time, if I remember correctly. So you guys have obviously gotten off to a hot start. I think this is one of the better Purdue defenses we've seen in a few years, man. Just commenting on the talent that you guys have on that side of the ball.
Man, I feel like our whole defense, everybody on defense, even the ones you don't see, man, we have great talent. We have great players, and we all have. I feel like the biggest improvement was off the field. We're together. We're connected. I feel like this is probably one of the best off seasons we had as far as working out and conditioning and really, going through all that stuff you go through when you have an off season as a team. So I feel like that's what brought us closer. It's a lot of guys who's 2019, 2018 kids that's playing, so I feel like because we grew up together, we went through what we went through together in the years being here, it brought us to where we are now. We're together, we're playing fast, we're under a good staff. It's just, we got a lot of great players, man. Cam Allen, Marv, so it's a lot of great dudes out there, man. So we're going to keep playing good.
Yeah. No, and I'm really excited about it, man, to say the least. I wanted to ask you real quick, because I know he played a much different role at linebacker, but Derek Barnes, of course, was a guy that I was a fan of. I mean, you guys played him on the edge a ton. I saw him on off ball. Like, he played a lot. He was, for me, like, if the NFL was a little more like it used to be, where we're playing a lot more 3 linebacker sets, like, he's that Sam linebacker, right? Like, he can play on ball a little bit, like, do all that type of stuff. Can you talk to me a little bit just about maybe that relationship you guys have and seeing the success that he's having early in the preseason, now going into the season? How, I don't want to say influential, but how big has it been just to see his development and to be able to kind of bounce ideas off each other the last couple of years and see the success that he has playing linebacker on the next level?
It's been good. And, one thing people really don't know is me and Derek really been locked in for a long time. When I came up here for my official, he was my host. So, he been my friend since I was a senior in high school. We've been locked in. So, I feel like it was just always natural. And then when we was on the field together, I feel like because it was natural off the field, on the field, it was just like that. We were just here with it. We were both mind to mind. So, last year playing in the box with him, it was fun. I really wish we could have had more times of doing that. But, it was really good. I'm proud of him. He's doing a great job out there. Hopefully he make a lot of plays this year, and then next year, hopefully he got a jersey for me. We do a little jersey swipe or something. But, he's definitely somebody I look up to, for real. I feel like that's my big brother,
And I just wanted to quick ask you about George Karlaftis. I got to ask for a second, just because I tweeted out on Saturday night after watching him against Notre Dame. Like, it was already cemented for me. I had a preliminary first-round grade in the summer, but, like, dude is a top 10 player in next year's class if he decides to come out.
Yeah.
Like, can you just comment a second on just what type of freak that dude is?
He's crazy. And it's really because, like, everything you see on the field, he does, he does everything right off the field. I mean, he's in a facility 24/7. It's like everything you want in that type of player is what he is. So, George is great. I love George. He's a funny guy. He gonna turn up on the field as a playmaker. So, he always gonna turn up on the field. But one thing I love about him is the off the field stuff. And I look at him and another guy like that, Rondell. Rondell was the same way. So, I look at those type of guys and it's just like, okay, I see why you are that type of person on the field, because what you do off the field, and I try to, implement that in my life as well.
And I know Rondell's off to a good start, man. Like, everyone's so shocked. I'm like, did you watch the guy play?
Like, you surprised? It's because, he was hurt a little bit. So people didn't really get to see what he really could do. But we always knew what Rondell was. So it was like, once he got to that level, it was like, we're going to know he's going to shine. It's Rondell.
Yeah, man, absolutely. And I'm really curious about your play, man, because, like, the one thing, I mean, I think it was like the first play of the Notre Dame game, you had a sack, right? Like, first or second play. It was
first play.
I texted my buddy who actually covers Notre Dame for Sports Illustrated. I'm like, man, Purdue's defense is moving fast in this game. Like, they are all over the place. And you specifically, and that's one thing that I just kept noting on film, is like, you play so fast. And hearing your background as a wide receiver. I got to think that helps a little bit with being able to diagnose and coverage, and then also playing against Coach Brom's offense every day in practice. Just can you comment on maybe just how a couple of those things have done for you to develop you into the fast diagnosing linebacker that you are now?
Yeah, definitely what you said about the receiver stuff. As I got older, I started seeing like what my high school coach really did for me. It was like, okay, you knew I wasn't really a receiver, but it helped you, and it's definitely going to help me in the future, which it is, because like you said, I can diagnose plays faster. I can diagnose routes. Like all those type of things is just like I naturally feel it because I've played on offense, I've played running back, I've played receiver, so I kind of know what's going on already. Playing against Coach Brom's offense, in practice, you're gonna get a lot of things you're not gonna get in the game. So just practicing that and being here 4 years and dealing with all that, it helps me play fast. Being under 3 different defensive coordinators and 3 different coaches, I've learned a lot. So it helps me play a lot faster than a lot of people. So, I feel like that helps my game a lot. And, what else? I feel like that's pretty much it. I feel like because I played offense, because of Coach Brom and what they do in practice, it allows me to play fast and be a great linebacker.
For sure, man. And I know you were a contributor over your first couple years, but obviously I was watching the 2020 film, although it was only 6 games, I believe. I think you had like 49 tackles in 6 games, which is a crazy number. You're leading the team in tackles right now, tied for the team lead. Talk to me a little bit about your development on that side of the ball. You say, at recruiting side, like you're always a linebacker, and obviously you've developed into one of the best in the Big Ten now in your senior season. So just how have you felt like your development has gone during your career at linebacker?
It's definitely been good. I've always played defense. I've always been a linebacker my whole life. I've played defensive line. I've played offensive line, running back. I didn't play at every position you could really think of. So, but I always was a linebacker. When it came to defense, I was always that. And I didn't really know how to play linebacker. Like, it was just all natural for me. It was see ball, get ball. And that's like how I was playing for a long time. But coming to college and playing at this level, I understand that you have to learn techniques. You have to learn the game. So my 4 years here, and being my 4th, and the reason why I'm doing so well is because I've had this time to learn the game. I had time to really study and really learn how to watch film and watch yourself and, improve on my game. So, as you get older, you tend to, when you find your passion, you tend to really want to work on it and really want to grind at it. And I feel like because I got older, I got more wiser, and the game has slowed down for me, I'm able to really, figure out what I can do to be the best linebacker possible. I really want to be one of the best to, ever play the game. So I feel like improving and getting 1% better every day is going to help me get there.
Yeah, I have to admit, man, I always love talking to linebackers because I played the position. I played, basically every spot in a 4-2-5, 4-4-3. We played a 5-2 when I was in high school. So I've been around a little bit, man, at the linebacker spot. And I love talking because, like, for me, when I was growing up, Luke Kuechly was my dude. Like, I love Luke, man. That's my all-time favorite player. For you, yeah. Are there some players that you watch now growing up? Like, who are some other guys that you watch that you feel like are your guys, the guys that you emulate to a degree?
It's a lot of guys. As I got older, I started watching a lot of guys because I wanted to really, see what they had in their game and see why they're doing so good in the league. But growing up as a kid, I'm from Illinois, so I got to say Brian Urlacher. He was one of the best. So. I was watching him, Ray Lewis, of course. I feel like I kind of have that type of mentality like Ray Lewis. So I like his game. Devin White, I feel like me and him are similar, So I feel like I like his game. Just like you say, high motor linebacker. I watch his film all the time, and I feel like, I'd be like, Jenny, you got to be like that. You got to fly around. You got to make plays. So, I look at him, Levante David. Now he just, he getting a lot of recognition, but he's been in the league making plays, being fast and hitting people for a long time. So, I watch a lot of dudes. Luke Kuechly, like you just said, smartest dude, smartest linebacker I could think of. So, I watch a lot of guys and I try to implement their game into mine and try to be my best version of that,
And I want to talk about the, future NFL aspirations in a second, but I just want to, obviously you have almost a full season ahead of you, man. I think that Purdue's a really talented football team. I'm excited to see what happens as far as like competing for the Big Ten championship and bowl games and all that type of stuff. For you, it being your final year, what are some things individually, team wise? Like what are some things that you want to accomplish for the rest of the year?
Right now as a team, man, we're just focused on, one game season and doing the best we can throughout the season. I feel like, this team that we have now, we can win the West, and it's just about going out there and proving it, and just taking week by week, game by game, 1% better every day. So I feel like we definitely are on the road to success. We just got to keep working. For me, I feel like if I just keep working, get 1% better, all my dreams will come true, come the end. I feel like I'm a big guy on, research, just like you, I research a lot of things. My name's not really buzzing how I want it to buzz. So, I feel like that's giving me that, that competitiveness that's like, okay, come on, Jay. You got to make plays every week to get your name out there, to, shine, to prove to everyone you are really one of the best linebackers in the country. So I feel like just getting 1% better and working on my game every day is going to get me where I want to be and get this team where it's going to go.
And I know we talked about, just your ability to diagnose a lot of the wide receiver background and playing against Coach Brom's offense. One thing that I really also think is an underrated aspect of the projection to the next level. I talked to George actually before the season started in the summer when I wrote an article about him. And he talked to me about like, hey, we've been through, and you kind of said it already, multiple defensive coordinators. He's played in an even front. He's played in an odd man front. Like you've been in varying defenses in different spots. How do you feel like that, being able to be around so many different defenses, different philosophies, has helped your development to be a versatile piece on the second level?
It's definitely helped me a lot. I really always played Will, but my freshman, sophomore year, I played Sam, I played Mike. We really playing a 4-3 right now. My sophomore year, we really played a 4-2. Last year we played the 3-4. So, being in a lot of different defenses helped me understand football so much. Like, I feel like people don't really, like, you really have to study the game and understand what's really going on out there. Like, and if you know your defense like the back of the hand, like you understand where the weaknesses are in the defense, you understand who's supposed to make that play, you understand where this guy's supposed to go. So like having all those different type of defenses, it's like, it opened my mind a lot. And it's like, okay, like I know how we can be successful. Like we know how to be successful because we done been through the worst of the worst. We done been unsuccessful. So we know how to be successful.
And I feel like people underrate linebackers just IQ so much sometimes because it's like everybody just wants to put they want to get safeties bigger. They want to move them up to the second level. And then they see that like their eyes just can't catch up yet, man, because things happen quick on that second level.
Man, it's happening fast. And you got like the traditional linebackers now, man, they about 6 foot, 6'2", they're not that big. It's 300 pounders coming right at you fast. You got to diagnose everything. You got crossing nowadays. You got crosses going past your face. The quarterback might fake you out. Like it's a lot of things going on the field. So like not everybody can really play linebacker. So you got to have your eyes right. That's really the first thing about it. You got to have the eyes right because you're gonna get fooled all game.
Yeah, man. No, I always say, like, if a linebacker doesn't have good eyes, I don't want him. I'm done.
Yeah.
Like, that's as soon as I watch it on film, like, I don't want it. And I will say, man, I got out of the game early enough where I didn't have to deal with zone cross action where, like, they're bringing somebody underneath and hit the flat. Like, it's so frustrating to watch. I would be I'm just thinking about it now. I'm just like my key, because like you're going to be wrong because like you're reading your keys,
Exactly.
you're working play side, and then all of a sudden it's scraping across your face. You have to redirect quickly. Like it sucks. Like to be honest,
it's really crazy. But I feel like one thing what helps me with that is like I tell myself, Jaylan, be patient but play fast. Diagnose everything, be patient, let it happen. But play fast, because if you play fast, you're going to get there. You're going to make the play. Just let it happen,
For sure, man. And kind of the last question I had for you was, obviously, I'm a big fan of yours. I think that you're going to have a very good opportunity to play on the next level. I think everybody I've talked to from the NFL side, from Blesto, from National. They've had draftable grades on you. I know you say you want your name to be a little higher in that pecking order, but right now I think that you're a guy that definitely could rise. So just kind of looking forward to after the season, working towards April ultimately in the draft process, all that good stuff. How exciting is it to just know, one, less than a year from now, you could be a professional football player, and two, how much of a blessing just has it been? How long has that kind of been a dream for you?
Man, it really, really hasn't hit me like that, really. I'm still kind of in college, dealing with college school and in college ball. But, I feel like once it gets closer here, I'm going to start feeling it. And it's still exciting, thinking about it. I watch NFL football all the time. It's just like, man, I could really be out there instead of watching this next year. It's like crazy to me. But, I'm just going to keep working and keep doing what I got to do. And just, when the time comes, I'm, hopefully my name buzzing how I wanted to buzz because of the season that I had. So I feel like, it's exciting. It's just been a dream of mine since I came out the womb. Like, for real, like my mom had a dream about me being this big star football player, and she's in college, she's young, she don't really know what to do. So, as soon as I was born, I've always had a football in my hand. It's been my dream. Been playing since I was 5 years old. I've been hitting people since I was 5. Like, think about that. Really, I'm 21. It's been a long time, and I've stuck to it. I feel like that's what people need to do, man. Find what you really love and find your passion and just stick to it. Like, why can't it be you? That's one thing I always say.
For sure. And I know you're going to make Mom very proud here less than a year from now. So looking forward to that. Until then, it's just a little glimpse into Jaylan Alexander, star linebacker for Purdue. If draft Nick's out there, if you have not watched him yet, go turn on Purdue Defense, number 36. He's been flying all around the second level, making a lot of plays. Jaylan, I appreciate you again, man. This was fantastic. This is my favorite part of what I do, just to be able to get an inside glimpse because, reading the recruiting profiles and the background stuff, like that's fantastic. But until you really are able to talk ball with the guy, it just really changes perspective. So I thank you so much. Wishing you the best of luck. I really appreciate you just taking a little bit of time with me today.
Appreciate you for having me, Ryan. It's great, man. This was great. I like the conversation we had.